industrial complex is the overlapping interests of industries like education, housing, policing, and immigration that targets lower-income people of color using racist laws and policies, maintaining white supremacy while destroying black and brown communities. Have you ever thought about how this system affects young men of color's health and the health of their community on a day-to-day basis? Here's how. Suspensions in school. Nationally, black students are 3 times as likely to get suspended as white students. And it starts young. In preschools, black students make up 18% of enrollment and 48% of suspensions. In objective studies of behavior, students of color are no more badly behaved than white students. A single suspension in 9th grade has been found to double a young person's chance of dropping out. A black male high school dropout has a 70% likelihood of being incarcerated by the age of 30. By being pushed out of school at a young age, we experience more stress, we don't graduate, we have less access to living wage jobs, and are more likely to be paid under the table with no insurance or health benefits, and have an even greater chance of being targeted by police. We also begin to internalize the idea that as young men of color, we are second-class citizens. The invading force in our communities. Our communities are over-policed and underfunded. As young men of color, we get posted or stopped and frisked on a day-to-day basis by police. It's not like we're using drugs more than white people. We're just being targeted more and given harsher penalties. Black people represent 12% of total drug users, but 38% of those arrested for drugs, and we make up 59% of those in state prisons for drug offenses. Black Americans are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession, despite using marijuana just as much as white people. We know these encounters with police are not always positive. Every 28 hours, a black man, woman, or child is killed by law enforcement. One bad interaction with police can make a young person far less likely to vote or engage positively in their community. Because we are over-policed, harassed, and surveilled in our communities, we begin to see the police as an occupying force and not as people there to help us. The constant stress is bad for our bodies and filters our men into the justice system, uprooting our communities. The job hunt. After serving time, many young black and Latino men want to get back on our feet. As black and Latino men, we are already discriminated against based on our race. But with a criminal record, many employers can legally deny us. Looking for our job is harder than it sounds.
You heard that new 24 shit?
Nah. Fire, bro. What's good, bro? What's good with you?
Chillin'.
Yo, roll up.
Good. Kid, I'm about to go job hunting real quick.
Job hunting?
Yeah.
We ain't about to get no job, dog. I'm keeping it a rack with you.
Alright, man. What do you think?
I mean, hit me after, if anything. I'm gonna be around here. You already know.
I bet.
Alright. This nigga talking about some job, but he ain't about to get no job.
9 out of 10 large employers now run criminal background checks, often in ways that violate clear federal rules against job bias. Once we are labeled a felon, the old forms of racism, employment discrimination, housing discrimination, denial of the right to vote, and exclusion from jury are legal. We have less rights and arguably less respect than a black man living in Alabama at the height of Jim Crow.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Christopher. I'm here to check on my application.
Oh, okay, great. Christopher.
Yes, Christopher Hall.
So it seems we have received your application, but...
Today, more African American adults are under correctional control than enslaved in 1850. In most major cities, more than half of working-age African-American men have criminal records and are thus subject to legalized discrimination for the rest of their lives. How are we supposed to survive? How are our communities supposed to thrive? Despite the obstacles we face, we are not hopeless. There are people on the ground putting in work to fight this system and to support those affected by it. There are ways other young men of color can get involved in the fight to resist this destructive system, and there are always ways that you, as our family members, friends, citizens, and taxpayers can get involved as well. Volunteer and support organizations that are currently doing work to take actions against the prison industrial complex, to support prisoners, their families, and their communities, like Boston Workers Alliance, Black and Pink, CFROP, YMI, REAP, City Life Vida Urbana, EBA, and many more. Know your rights, record police interactions, write to your family and friends who are incarcerated, contact your city politicians, counselors, and leaders, and push for restorative and transformative justice in school, and increase funding for addiction rehabilitation. Fight to end the war on drugs, strict drug laws, and mandatory minimums, and the militarization of our police departments. Direct city and state funds away from prison and jail construction into education, housing, the arts, and jobs. Join the movement to make a better world where prisons and jails become obsolete. Think about it and get hip.